Okay, so happy Thursday. Merry Christmas. A little late because yesterday was Christmas. Today is the 26th. This is the last Thursday of 2024, so it's the last CTT of the year. I don't think it'll be the last video of the year because I still want to do a Sonic 3 video, and I plan on doing that today. Probably a little bit after I do this. Um, I'm gonna be honest, when it comes, I actually didn't write down any of my notes for this video, mostly because there wasn't a whole lot to write. It was like, okay, what the fuck happened? Well, the Saints got eliminated from playoff contention, and well, am I upset? Sure, but, well, I wasn't expecting it. And for several weeks, for basically the entire season, it was like, all right, there's hope. There is hope. Okay, there goes the hope. But it's still there, and now I don't have to worry about it anymore. Now I can just enjoy the sport of football without any real connection or bullshit, which is kind of nice in its own way. The only thing I have to look forward to or dread, yeah, it's really that. I'm not looking forward to this at all. The only thing I really have to dread or pay personal strong connection to is, please don't let the Falcons win the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Anyone but them. And yes, I would much rather it be the Bucks, because I don't hate Tampa the way I hate New Orleans. And also, as I've said before, I'm a Sooner fan, so I would love to see Baker Mayfield win a Super Bowl. Would hate to see it with the Bucks, but it seems like this is probably going to be his home for the rest of his career. I'd rather that than the Falcons, you know? So that's where that is. Chris and I do still plan on doing a football video. We haven't done one in several weeks. And to be fair, that's kind of our thing. We want to do every 4 or 5 weeks. I think we kind of wanted to do one a couple weeks ago and just didn't get around to it. That's our bad. Excuse me, but I would like... sorry, I'm very yawny for some reason. I would like to get to one soon. We'll see how it goes. Sorry, aside from that, I did try doing that worm tier list. And as I sat down and I kind of did my introduction, I got everything in front of me. I'm like, all right, it's time to go. Nothing. I just didn't feel it. It wasn't clicking. So unfortunately, it's just not something that's going to happen. I could see myself just sitting down, actually making the tier list and then posting them. But I don't think I'm going to record it, and I don't think I'm going to do here's my final thoughts on Worm like I really, really wanted to for the past several months. And that's my bad. I'm sorry that I didn't do it. I'm sorry I never got around to it like I said I would. I don't really know how to follow up on that. It's that's my bad. I watched quite a few Christmas specials this year, and I feel like I have to bring that up because I haven't really done that the past few years. And part of that has been, living in this house that doesn't have access to cable, because that's normally just how I watch Christmas specials. But now I've been in the other house and I've actually been able to do that and check some stuff out. I watched Nightmare Before Christmas, Christmas Vacation, part of Home Alone 2. Didn't get around to Home Alone 1. I'm like, yeah, look, I know Christmas was yesterday, but the season's not done, you know? Sometimes people still hang out with family, or you saw the decorations up. I feel like I can still get Home Alone in. I want to watch The Polar Express because I've only seen it once and didn't enjoy it, and I'm very interested to try it again just in case. I watched Charlie Brown. I watched The Grinch. For the first time in 24 years, I watched Jim Carrey's Grinch. Or as I typed it on Twitter accidentally because I type very fast, Jom Carrey. I saw the movie when it came out because my family and I went to go see it in theaters. And very early on, it's that scene in the post office. I think it's when she's like, you're the Grinch. I ran out of the theater screaming in terror. Jim Carrey scared the shit out of me. And I have not seen the movie since. I have seen scenes from the movie. I've sat down and watched chunks of it. but I have never before said I'm going to sit down and watch this film start to finish. And I did it, and there were ads, and it took an hour and 40-minute movie and made it 3 hours. This movie did not need to be 3 hours. You can argue it doesn't need to be an hour and a half. I would personally make that argument. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it. I didn't love it. I don't think it holds a candle to the animated original. But I still enjoyed it. I haven't seen the Illumination Grinch. I was talking to Clay about it. He's like, I've seen it. Don't waste your time. Like, I feel like now I want to just to complete the trilogy. Like, all right, like, what do I think of it? Because the original Grinch, I don't want to say it's my favorite. I actually didn't watch A Christmas Story this year or Die Hard. Damn, like, I really was slacking on some shit. It's in my like top 5. And that includes A Nightmare Before Christmas, which for me is like, this is my favorite Christmas-related thing because of how much I love Nightmare Before Christmas. But I don't think I would say it's necessarily my favorite Christmas special. Like, to me, I think that is The Grinch. And if not that, it's probably like A Christmas Story. And the reason I love the animated Grinch so much, it's because of the ending. You know, like, the song is great, the angles are great, Boris Karloff is great. It's like, there's so many things about it that are fantastic. But it's just that after he steals Christmas, he's like, it's not coming, and I'm so excited. I am so excited to hear the Who's reaction, because it's not gonna be all of the noise. All the Who's down in Whoville will cry, boo-hoo-hoo. And that's a sound I simply must hear. Like, what an asshole! And there's no hesitation. They don't even notice that the tree is gone, that the presents are gone, that the decorations are gone. They all just stand in the center of town, hold hands, and sing. Because it's the feeling of the holiday that's the most important. It's that sense of joy. It's the fact that it's everyone being together. That's what matters. And the Grinch is like, wait, what? Like, this doesn't make sense. How? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. He puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. It's that moment. It's him really, truly seeing the Christmas spirit. Without the bells and whistles. This is what it is. And it clicks with him. And it's not because he's got this traumatic backstory about when, oh yeah, during Christmas, I was treated like shit, and I hate Christmas because they all made fun of me, and blah, 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 which does make it ring very hollow when right after, they're like, yeah, no one knows the reason why he hates Christmas. Yes, you do. You literally just showed it. Like, no. Here, he doesn't really have a reason besides he's just a grouch. He's like, yeah, it's loud, and I hate it, and I hate it so much. I want them all to be miserable. It's not just like, yeah, I want to get rid of the stuff that makes noise. I don't want them to sing. I don't want them to smile. I don't want them to feast. I hate the way that they walk, the way that they talk. I hate the way that they dress. And then seeing what it really is gets him. And I think it's a genuinely beautiful moment. I'm very glad I got to watch it. I mean, aside from that, like, that's basically been my week. Watched Christmas specials. I hung out with family. I, like, hung out with my Christmas Eve. My brother and his family came over. Christmas Day, we went up to go see my sister. I've hung out with some of my friends on Christmas Eve, hung out with some of them on Christmas Day, probably hang out with some of them tomorrow, or excuse me, like today, and also hopefully tomorrow. That's basically been my week. But this is the last Thursday of the year. And I didn't even think about it until I sat down to record. I was like, oh, I maybe should have done like a 2024 in review and just, or like because even December in review, I don't really have much to say. It's like, what the hell did I do in December? I did some more Kelcom writing. I watched some Christmas specials, and Billy came in town, so I was hanging out with him, and that feels like kind of about it. Oh, one thing I can say. So, I know I've talked about this before. So, my friend Wyatt and I, a few years ago, did a co-op playthrough of Mario 64 on the Wii. So, the way we did it, it wasn't just like, all right, he does a star that he passes off, and I do a star, like if you die, you pass the sticks or something. So, if you have Mario 64, I think this works with a lot of games, but I know specifically with Mario, if you have it on the Wii Virtual Console, on Virtual Channel, or shop. You got a Wii remote with a classic controller plugged in. The classic controller has full control of Mario. If you have a GameCube controller plugged into the first port of the Wii, that has full control of Mario. If you have both a classic controller and a GameCube controller, you both have control over Mario. So what we would do is like, okay, Wyatt is movement, camera control, and the Z button. I am the A button and the B button, and we're going to play Mario. What we do specifically is like not the whole game. It was really just Final Bowser, because that was where the idea came from. I was like, do you want to just do this? So it's doing the whole Final Bowser level, and at one point I was like, okay, this is really hard, because like how well we have to coordinate with each other. Let's make it even harder. We can't collect any coins in this map. We have to specifically go out of our way to avoid the coins, and if we get a coin, we die. Like, we have to, like, nope, have to do it. And it's, like, stupid. It's insane, but it's really fun, and it took us a long time, but we finally got to a point where we had that level down to a science. So the other day, was it Christmas Eve? It might have been, like, the 23rd. We were hanging out together. I was like, hey, you want to do that? I think I kind of brought it up as a joke, and he was joking around with it too, and then we were both like, no, yeah, I actually kind of want to do that. So we started a fresh file, because I have 3D All-Stars, so he has one Joy-Con, I have the other. So again, he's movement and the Z button. I'm A, B, and camera control because of the Joy-Con I have. And how many stars do we have? Because I don't think we're trying to 100% the game. We're just kind of going for it. I think we're at like 46, 47 stars, something like that. We've been having a lot of fun. And here's the best thing. I don't like using the wing cap. For me, the movement with the wing cap just feels so weird and jank. It's never quite clicked with me. But Wyatt is very good with the wing cap. So I'm like, wait, I get to basically enjoy the wing cap without action, but like he has full movement control. Wait, this is peak. This is absolutely perfect. Like, shifting Sandland is a lot more fun when you're just using the wing cap. Lethal Lava Land is my favorite course in Mario 64, and it's even more fun just fucking around with the wing cap. Game has been great. It's Mario 64. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I highly recommend trying co-op just because of how weird it is and how jank it is. It is such a good time. Like I was just trying to say though, I got 2024 in review. I don't know. I don't know if I'm really feeling up to that. And not like, man, 2024 was so miserable. It was so ass. It's like, no, I don't know. What's there to say? Like, it was an up and down year. Like, for me, it started really bad, but had some good things. I guess I'll just go into it. January was kind of nice. It was a very transitionary period. Excuse me, but the cruise was nice, and I got a lot of mental development on one particular story done, and that was good, and I was still working on Severance. February sucked. March, I don't think... I'm trying to remember, because February is when I was working at McDonald's, and I was just, like, not good, not okay. It's when 3 Load came out, and I was enjoying that. I was watching Friendship is Magic, and that was great. I think that's also when I was trying to get all my ducks in a row to take the bar. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it in time, but I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible. It was super frustrating. Then I think March is when I started working again. I was like, okay, like it's not a lot of hours, but we can do this. We can get this figured out. I think around that time was when I was locked in to take the bar, and I was like, okay, like that's gonna happen. Job is back. We're okay. It wasn't great, but it was an improvement. I don't really remember April, like at all, actually. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say April was fine, but I don't remember much of it. I think the first half of May was like kind of nice, and then the second half of May sucked because that was the bar. I was starting to study for the bar, and then June was studying for the bar, and July was studying for the bar. It was like, all right, a nice half a month and a bad half a month, bad, and like basically throughout all this time, I was watching Friendship is Magic from January to March, and that was great. I was reading Worm throughout this time, and that was great, but just sucked. Like I hated studying for the bar. It was awful. Took it at the end of July, then August, and August was just nice. That's when I got my prescription for my Adderall, and I was like, I feel a lot better. I feel like a lot of my anxiety is gone. I felt relaxed, like this weight was off my shoulders. I didn't have the results from the test yet, but I was like, I took the dang thing. I'm okay. That was like when I met that friend of mine that I really like. I don't remember what I did for my birthday. No, that's right. I think I hung out with my friends, we went to a pizza place like a little bit before my birthday. And it was kind of this is to celebrate me being done with the bar. And also my birthday is soonish, so we'll just kind of count this as our hangout. And like, that was really nice. September was messy. September was really rough. I remember I got my results halfway through the month and I was super stressed. I felt confident all of August, and then I was like, all right, the hour is here. Oh, I feel like shit. I don't know. And then I passed and everything was fine. And then there was just like some other stuff I don't super remember. I think a lot of it was like weird car trouble or like some financial trouble, and it was rough and unpleasant and it sucked. Then there was October, which had this like 1 week in the middle that was really good. Like, so when I went to go see The Room, I got to meet Greg Sestero, and that was super neat. Had a massage. Like, Jose and I were playing a lot of Skullgirls. Like, I was getting a shit ton of writing done in October. But there was also, I think, just like some days and some moments where I was like, man, I don't know. Like, I feel off. I feel weird. November was nice. That was when I had that trial here that went really, really well. And it was amazing. There was just like some interesting personal stuff that happened, like from some conversations with my friends and seeing how they're doing about things. Just kind of had some own personal clarity on stuff. Got a lot more writing done. And then December has just been like super low key. And there's that part of me that's like, I haven't done shit. Like, I haven't touched Severance in months. And like, I just want to finish this draft of Orichalcum because I did the draft. And I'm like, okay, now I just kind of want to go through it again. Make any changes that need to be made. Make sure everything is internally consistent. Make sure the prose flows well. If there's parts that I can make a bit more concise and like sharper, let me do that. And I've done a bit of that, but I also just kind of haven't. And there's that part of me that's upset, like, come on, dude, you should be doing more. But also a part of me that goes, I did a lot of writing this year. I don't mind taking a bit of a break. Like, it is the holiday season. I think that's okay. That's basically been my year. Like, there were some ups and downs. I've talked about how there was this theme about, maximizing your life and, making the most of the time you've got because you never know how much you really do. And I think I've done that. And I know I was just saying, it's like I haven't really been writing as much as I should have the past, like, couple weeks. But I've done a lot of writing outside of that. I didn't do those Worm videos that I really wanted to do, and that sucks. I still did a 50-minute Guilty Crown video on Christmas Eve that I really wanted to do. I started, like, going through the list of just, like, all the pieces of media that I consumed this year. I don't like the way that sounds, but like all the pieces of art that I experienced this year. So I can start doing my end of year tier list, which I will start in January. Because I don't want to do it while we're still in December, because I don't know. I don't want to do something on like the 29th and go, shit, that should have been on the list, you know? But I want to do that. I'm at like 200 something things. And that's including that counts Worm as 1 and not like 25. Because I think I did the first like 4 or so in 2023. I'm like, there is a lot that I did. And that, again, that doesn't count personal stuff, like taking and passing the fucking bar exam. Overall, and there's still time for this to change, but overall, I think this has been a good year. I feel like it's been a productive year. It's been one with... I have 2 middle names. The first means happiness, and the second means progress, which is funny to me because it means like, yeah, progress is literally my middle name. And like I said, while there have been some ups and downs, I feel like this is a year where I've actually been happy at times, especially in these last few months, and there has been a lot of progress. And I just think that's really neat. I think that's kind of it. Oh yeah, college football playoffs started. I completely forgot about that. Mostly because the games were like blowouts and completely forgettable. But I don't know, I guess that's neat. But that's really it. I hope y'all have a good day. I hope you guys had a good Christmas season. If you're still celebrating holidays, I hope you have great holidays with them too. New Year's is coming up. I hope your new year kicks ass. Let's kick 2025's ass, I guess. I won't say I'll see you next year because, like I said, I kind of want to do a Sonic video here in a bit, but hopefully I'll see you soon. And then next year, Project Horizons.